Since Nissan reported it had lost $4.6 billion over the past 12 months, its stock price miraculously rebounded and it's up 9%. Now, there is a major caveat with that. I mean, let's be real here. If you'd actually purchased Nissan stock back in, say, 2007, you would have lost more than 80% of your initial investment. Nissan has just reported a $4.6 billion annual loss. The question now is this: how long will banks keep financing a crumbling business? Guys, Nissan are making it sound like everything's fine. They're saying they're going to fire 20,000 people. They've shut down 7 factories and they claim their sales are going to go up next year. That's really hard to believe considering the facts. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. First, I've got to say a big thank you to our YouTube members. I really appreciate your support, and I'll definitely have new member-only videos up very soon. In fact, tomorrow. Also, thank you to my Patreon supporters. Guys, couldn't do this without you. Nissan has reported a $533 billion Japanese yen loss. That's about 4.6 billion Australian dollars, or around about just over 3 billion US dollars. That's for the last financial year. However, Nissan says that it will return to making a profit in this upcoming financial year. It's a bit confusing because the financial year in Japan ends at the end of March. Basically, they're saying from April this year until April next year, they're going to make a profit rather than making a $3 billion US dollar loss. Do you guys think that's likely? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I just think it's unbelievably far-fetched. In the last 12 months, Nissan shut down 7 factories worldwide. They are going to lay off and have already started laying off 20,000 people. Those layoffs will be complete, they say, by 2027. In addition, they sold their headquarters in Japan and they are now renting their headquarters from the company that they sold the headquarters to. Turning to cost reduction, we set to deliver 500 billion yen in savings from fixed and variable costs. On fixed costs, we are ahead of plan with 200 billion in savings, said the current CEO, Espinosa. This progress has built steadily, supported by disciplined execution, including the actions taken across our manufacturing footprint. So it's kind of like a nice marketing way of saying, we are shrinking, but don't worry, we're going to sell a lot more cars next year. I don't know how that's possible, guys. How do you shut down 7 factories, fire 20,000 staff, and then produce more cars and produce better products? Well, Nissan, they say they have a solution to being able to increase their sales globally, worldwide. Their solution is truly bizarre. And I don't think even petrol heads would think it's a good idea. US tariffs on vehicle imports, Nissan say, hurt them, and they claim that they lost around $1.5 billion US dollars on tariffs. But Nissan made no reference to the conflict in the Middle East for its forecasting for next year. On the other hand, Toyota claimed that it anticipates a $5.8 billion hit to its bottom line from the conflict in Iran, forecasting a third-year profit of decline for the world's largest car company. Now, how on earth is it that Toyota are going to lose $5.8 billion from the Iran conflict? I don't know how that's really realistic. Anyway, that's a number that they've pulled out, and they claim that's the case. Guys, Nissan sold 3.1 million vehicles in 2025. Well, the last financial year that just ended for them, Japanese financial year, that was a decrease of around 6% from the year prior. But Nissan says its sales will increase from 3.1 million last year to 3.3 million in the upcoming year. Nissan's 2025 financial year figures go from the 1st of April 2025 to the 31st of March 2026. Very confusing because the Japanese auto industry works on Japan's financial year, which is obviously different to the rest of the world. So Nissan's losses in 2025 are actually an improvement over the previous year. The previous year they lost 5.8 billion, which was around 4 billion US dollars. And they say their recovery efforts are on track. They're doing well. They've gone from losing 5.8 billion to only 4.5 billion. big improvement. Full year 2025 marked a year of steady execution under Nissan, which is their marketing term for saving the company, where we strengthened our foundation and began to see tangible progress in our financial performance, said Espinosa. At the same time, we set our long-term direction with mobility intelligence for everyday life, bunch of marketing jargon. We have moved beyond recovery and are entering a phase of growth. Nissan say they're growing. Really? Is that reflected in the sales figures this year? Well, not really, guys. I haven't seen any sales growth from Nissan yet in any markets around the world this year. So maybe they're saying as of, I don't know, April this year. And the truth is, I don't know what their sales are in April. So maybe it's true. Maybe in April they suddenly jump and bounce back, and shutting down all those factories and firing those staff means nothing. I don't know. In full year 2026, we will build on this momentum through disciplined cost management and faster product execution, driving sales and profitability as we deliver our commitments. We will continue to evolve the customer experience in line with this vision, say Nissan. Here in Australia, Nissan was the 12th most popular car brand in the last 12 months. They sold 35,000 cars. However, that was a decline of 21.5% from the previous year, 21.5% decline. And Nissan say that they do have a solution to their global sales falling and losing money for 5 years in a row. The solution is this. They are going to put V6 engines in cars that have 4-cylinder engines right now. That's their solution. They're going to say to customers, guys, you know what? We're going to do you a great deal. Trust us on this one. We're going to take the 4-cylinder engine out of the car that you bought a couple of years ago, and the new model is going to have a 6-cylinder engine. That's their strategy for the next 5 years. Put 6-cylinder engines in cars. And some of them, these cars are going to have 6-cylinder hybrid engines. So there'll be hybrid 6-cylinders and there'll be 6-cylinders. But the 6-cylinder, they say, is the obvious solution. And Nissan is like, obviously, obviously the Boffins at Nissan were sitting in the boardroom and they were like brainstorming, just desperately brainstorming, saying, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, they all say we're going to be bankrupt within 18 months based on our current trajectory. What are we going to do? The CEO is like, getting on all the board members saying, guys, you need to come up with a solution. We need a solution. And they're going, oh, well, should we make more electric cars? No, that's not going to work. No. Should we produce more vehicles in China at lower prices? No. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea. Should we move away from just internal combustion vehicles and try to become more of an EV company? Maybe do like the BYD thing, watch what BYD did within a few years. They went from making a lot of internal combustion engines to EVs and hybrids. And Nissan CEO is like, hell no, that's a terrible idea. Then someone said, make more V6 engines. Just put them in everything. V6 engines are the solution. And Nissan CEO went, you goddamn genius. You are a legend. That's it. So Nissan found the solution. Guys, what do you think? Will these play out well for Nissan? Thanks for watching. Need expert advice on what car to buy, what solar system to get, what home battery to get, or potentially for your business? You can get, guys, a one-on-one consultation directly with me, 60 minutes of tailored guidance. This might help you avoid making a huge mistake spending money when you shouldn't, or potentially save you a massive amount of money. Click the link in the description below because I can assist you, and why not? The link is in the description. Thinking about getting solar, a home battery, or an EV charger? Check out Australia's best free comparison tool because it could save you a lot of money. Guys, click on the link below in the description and you can see how much you can save. Alternatively, give Resync a call. They are the guys who installed my battery and my home solar. I'll put a link to them as well in the description.